The Curse of Cuban Glow, a village lost to the shadows. In the dense and eternal rainforests of the Congo, a name echoes through the whispers of the trees and the winds. Lost village of Cuban Glow, once a thriving, close-knit community, now it stands abandoned, shrouded in darkness, as the echoes of its past claw at the very souls of those who venture too close. It wasn't always like this. Cuban Glow was once a vibrant village, where life bloomed under the watch of a powerful ancestral spirit Ingando, believed to protect them from harm. But that protection was a veil, thin and fragile, hiding dark secrets. It all began in 1984, on one fateful morning, when a 10-year-old boy named Alaka set out to collect firewood, never to return. His mother's desperate pleas to the forest remained unanswered until one night, in a chilling dream, she heard her son's voice echoing from the woods. "Mama, I cannot leave. The woods have taken me." Her grief was dismissed as sorrow, but what followed was far more terrifying than any mother's fear. Over the years, Cuban Glow became a village ruled by dread. Familias entire ones vanished without a trace. No blood, no struggle, just silence. The villagers began speaking of eerie occurrences, distant cries carried through the trees, footsteps that echoed only in your mind, and haunting symbols carved into the bark of ancient trees. What did it mean? Well, what was taking them? I-1999. Felix Mona, an investigative journalist, arrived with nothing but the truth on his mind. Armed with nothing but his camera and recording equipment, Felix heard the chilling tales of the locals' strange howls, echoing from the trees at night. Glowing red eyes watching, never blinking. Villagers spoke in hushed tones of an ancient deal between their ancestors and a powerful spirit that once protected them. But now, it demanded more. One night, an old elder, his voice trembling with fear, warned Felix, "If you look too deep, the forest will take you too." Felix's resolve to uncover the truth only deepened. Ignoring the elder's warnings, he joined forces with 3 skilled hunters, determined to plunge deeper into the cursed woods. The air grew colder the further they went, the trees closing in like the walls of a tomb. Strange shapes seemed to flicker at the edges of their vision. Was it the light playing tricks, or was something watching them? Then they found it, a ring of ancient stones covered in strange symbols, a portal to something primal. In the center, human remains lay scattered across the earth, some old, some eerily fresh. A vision so gruesome it made the bravest man falter. The very ground they walked upon felt alive, and Felix and his hunters felt an unnatural presence crawling over their skin. At night, as shadows stretched and darkness enveloped their camp, something unholy moved through the air. Glowing red eyes appeared in the tree line, silently observing them from afar, and a chilling breeze carried whispers in a language no one understood. But the most terrifying moment was when one of Felix's hunters vanished. They heard the sound of cracking branches and hushed footsteps running deep into the forest. But when they searched, nothing was there. Then came the footsteps, a set so heavy they could feel the tremor on the ground. Well, in the pitch black, the air shimmered, and in the distance, they could hear the unmistakable sound of someone or something breathing. Suddenly, the trees seemed to close in on them. The entire forest felt as though it were closing in on them, suffocating them. Every direction they turned was no longer a safe one. Felix recorded more footage, but by now, the tape was beginning to falter. One last piece of evidence: see the edge of the stone circle, a shadow figure with glowing red eyes, barely visible, lingering just out of sight. It wasn't a simple human crime. It wasn't just superstition. Felix uncovered horrifying evidence: a trafficking cartel using fear to control the villagers and sacrificial rites deep within the jungle. Foreign corporations with eyes on the land's resources also had their hand in silencing the locals, covering up their crimes with rumors and terror. But Felix's most chilling discovery was the ancient spirit's ready rage that had turned these woods into a hunting ground. The disappearances were not the work of greedy men alone. They were being taken by a force far darker than they could comprehend. In 2002, Felix ventured into Cuban Glow one last time. His research complete, he wanted to bring it to the world, but what followed was incomprehensible. Felix, along with his team, vanished. Only his camera remained, found by another journalist who later uncovered the horrifying footage. In it, Felix's final words echoed, a message chilling enough to freeze the blood in your veins. If anyone finds this, listen closely. Some truths are better left buried. Some secrets should never be found. The village of Cuban Glow, left to decay under the weight of its past, has become a cursed ghost town. People speak of seeing figures among the trees and hearing distant whispers that don't belong to the living. What happened to the people of Cuban Glow? Was it truly the wrath of a powerful spirit? Or was it human greed masked by the very darkness the villagers once trusted? As you read this, remember the forest never forgets. If you listen closely, you might still hear its whispers. The darkness never left. It's waiting.